What is up, y'all? If you are viewing this video from YouTube, welcome back to Free Will Tarot. Thank you all for all the love and support. Do keep in mind at any point in time, once again, if you are viewing this from YouTube, that you can fast forward or rewind if need be. Wanted to make sure that was put out there, because I'm sure this portion of the video can get a little bit boring while waiting for the collective to show up to the live stream. With that being said, these two readings we are doing tonight are definitely for the Gemini and Cancer collective. If I have any Gemini out there, any Gemini placements, that would be Sun, Moon, Rising, maybe even Venus. You're more than welcome to hang out for the next less than 8 minutes. What is up, Landon? For the next 8 minutes, we will be waiting for the Gemini collective to show up, and then we will be doing the Cancer reading shortly after the Gemini reading has been put to a close and concluded, all that fun stuff. If y'all are viewing this from TikTok, what up? Definitely hit that follow button if you are new here. To anyone that is joining the TikTok live stream that is a OG follower, thank you all for all the love and support. I much appreciate it. I muchly appreciate it. We are going to continue, y'all, to experiment with a combination of Oracle and Tarot cards tonight. We did so last night with the Aries and Taurus readings, as promised from last week. I'm going to be using the Sacred Forest Oracle, which I need to mirror or turn off the mirror. Yes, the Sacred Forest Oracle. I'm going to be using that deck to clarify the tarot so we can get more info out of this reading than usual. Because, 5 tarot cards is definitely enough to create a storyline. Heck, even 3 tarot cards, let's say the situation, the challenge, the advice, or past, present, future, that sort of thing, right? Even 3 is enough, but I like to include another person, somewhere environments, and then similarities with both. It shows you either this person is a part of the problem or a part of the solution, or similarities, then yes, it'll distinguish how you and them definitely have your own energy, but it will allow you to distinguish and clarify, this is definitely that I'm thinking when it comes to someone environment. So yeah, if y'all were with me last night, I clarified with Oracle, and we got a lot of info, got a lot of information out of reading, and it was creative. It was, yes, I would like to say experimental, but I used this, how would I put that, this style of reading. I've used this style of reading, this process before, and I don't think it's something new necessarily. I don't think a new style, a new process necessarily. It's kind of like music. There are many musicians out there that take bits and pieces of music from their favorite artists and mash it up into something that is, or that's kind of what I do, as far as I have taken creative ideas from other tarot readers and try it myself. put a little twist in there. I am going to put y'all on my phone stand, if you don't mind, because I do feel like eventually I want to put my phone on the charger, and that brings a little bit more light into the situation. With that said, we do have 4 minutes until we start the Gemini reading. Hope y'all are doing okay out there. Do I have any more Geminis out there? Gemini placements, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, maybe even Venus. I know my good buddies Ben and Barrett have Gemini placements. Oh yes, next 23 minutes we will be doing a collective reading. Thank y'all to the Cancerian collective of mine for being patient with me as I do the reading. I'll just put it that way. Alrighty. Gemini Collective, you have less than 3 minutes. And I will be showing not only the tarot deck, as I mentioned, but also the oracle deck to clarify. Do keep in mind, I will be uploading this live stream to my YouTube channel. The link to my YouTube is in my my TikTok bio. If for whatever reason you are unable to get to my YouTube channel, my TikTok bio, it is Free Will Tarot 2.0. Free Will Tarot 2.0. All lowercase. I don't want y'all to miss out on these readings, and if for whatever reason life happens and you aren't able to get to the live stream on time, then don't fret. Try not to stress out too much, because I will have them uploaded to my YouTube channel. With that being said, 2 minutes. Oh yes. Gemini Collective. Oh yeah. Cool Aid Man style. Yes. Alrighty. What do we have, Gemini Collective? We have less than 1 minute and 60 seconds, and we're getting to the Gemini Collective reading. Gemini Collective, what do we have for the Gemini Collective for the next week ahead? From Tuesday to Tuesday. Tuesday. Gemini Collective. Hope y'all are doing A-okay. We're getting 5 tarot cards, then 5 oracle cards to clarify. And then, yes, we will be getting 1 oracle card at the end to wrap it up, to get like an overall theme and or topic, to kind of connect everything together. With that being said, what do we have? The Gemini Collective. What does the Gemini Collective need to know moving forward? It is 40 after, y'all. Let's get into it. We need 3 more shuffles. A 1, a 2, a 3. If y'all are new here, I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. When I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to go ahead and send me scissors or anything pointy of the emoji variety, so I may cut. Oh yes, I have a little process here. There it is, and there it was. TWAS twas. Go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety. Oh yes, that's a whole lot of sharp emojis there, Barrett. Love the variety there. With that being said, I am definitely going to use, metaphorically speaking, y'all's sharp and pointy objects to cut this deck. Thank y'all for sending those emojis, and let's get into it. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, or even Venus, is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. Here are the similarities and common ground between both, and here is the possible outcome and or advice. Dang, Gemini. This so far is a crazy reading, and I'll tell you why here I clarify with oracle cards. What does the Gemini Collective need to know moving forward? Clarify this reading with 5 cards. We need 3 more shuffles. A 1, a 2, 3. We are not going to do the bridge shuffle on this puppy. This deck is too bright for all that. So here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest, the similarity, common ground between you both, and here is your possible outcome and or alrighty. Once more, do keep in mind we'll be pulling an oracle card at the end of this reading to get a deeper understanding as to why we pulled these 5, 10, technically, cards in this specific order. Let's get into your reading. So first off, I want to mention that y'all have 4 out of 5 of the tarot cards that are major arcana. So something definitely is in the air, something important is going down for the Gemini Collective in the next week. I don't know what the astrology says about what the Gemini Collective are supposed to be going through, but 4 out of the 5 are pretty important. As I've mentioned before in other readings, major arcana cards are universal. They are sometimes out of our control. Sure, we can make a decision in regards to these universal cards, but if we stay on the fence for too long, it's like, no, the universe is going to rip the rug out from under your feet. They gave you that opportunity to make a decision. No matter the case, we do have the Magician in your situation with Transcending card. Transcending. So the Magician card, first off, I do feel like I've heard many times that Magician and Gemini are like kind of associated with each other. I don't know if Gemini is or if the Magician is a Gemini associated card, but I've heard it a few times being said so. With that being said, the Magician card talks about how you have all the tools at your disposal to manifest a desirable outcome. I'm not sure if you recognize this or not, Gemini, but you have all the tools. You are the writer of your story. Not your significant other, not your parents, not your neighbors, not your coworkers. You write your own story. You have free will. Please do not let anyone take your power away from you. You hold the pen. You write your own story. With this Transcending card attached to the Magician, I feel like there's probably an awareness that, yes, I have the tools, I have the resources, and if I don't, right at this second, I'll manifest it. I'll just step back away from the problem or the issue and put myself in a vibration to where it already is being attracted to me. The answer, the solution, will come to me automatically. I will be in that vibration. I will be the version of myself that has the solution. Do I need to remind y'all what these tools specifically are? With the Pentacle, you have your value. Do you understand the value that you hold, Gemini Collective? How valuable you are. We have the Wand. We can take action. We can be so passionate about our hobbies, about our life, that we can take action. We can make creative solutions, out of the box solutions even. We don't have to do things by the book per se. The Sword is our communication. Are you communicating in such a way that people are either understanding you and are willing to collaborate with you? It could even be your ideas. With the Cup, this is our emotions. Are we manifesting in a way to where I feel like things are happening for me already? I'm going to get those 10,000 subscribers eventually because I already feel like it's here. I'm feeling at one with the universe. I'm feeling whole with whatever is going on. I'm in the moment. I don't need 10,000 subscribers. I feel like $1 million right now. Right? That's how you manifest it faster. It's how, literally, just by detaching from the problem, putting yourself in that vibration of already having it. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time, and no one said a little bit of delusion wouldn't hurt, especially the creative Geminis out there. With the star card in the challenge with the growth card attached to it, clarifying, it makes me wonder if y'all are losing out on a little bit of optimism. With the star card, yes, this is usually about being optimistic towards the future, healing. The star card could be about reinventing yourself. It's like, yes, I do have all the resources. I do have all the tools I need. I'm aware of how to use these tools and how not to abuse them. Because keep in mind, if we are to abuse them, that's like kind of manipulation. We definitely don't want to manipulate our way into things or take shortcuts, let's say. It's almost like, yes, you have the tools, you're aware of how to use them correctly, but also, are you feeling a little bit lacking of optimism towards the future, possibly even with this person? Do you feel like there won't be any growth, or that at least it's challenging or difficult to grow with this person at this time, maybe even in the next week? Do you find it challenging to be vulnerable with this person? With the star card, there is a little bit of vulnerability. If there is communication that needs to be happening, if there's any growth that needs to happen, it's out of our comfort zone. Therefore, maybe you need to express something to this person and you're like, I don't really know if I want to express that. I don't know if I want to be vulnerable and allow this person to see that side of me. Maybe there's a fear there of this person seeing you and judging you, of them not doing the same. Very possible. This person with the moon to transmutation, I feel like there's some sort of possibly negativity in their life, either connected to you or not even associated with you whatsoever. There's some sort of negativity that person is trying to transmute. When we talk about transmutation, we talk about taking the stress, taking that anger that people are making you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. I'm going to create something beautiful out of it, though. I'm not going to take out on them. I'm not going to allow the philosophy of hurt people become true. Because yes, hurt people is a concept, but also it's a cop-out. It's also a cop-out. It's an excuse to not grow, not be better than them. I'm not sure if this person is doing this 100% though. They have a lot of fear around this connection, possibly around something in their life. There's a lot of unknowns in this person's life. Maybe they see that you have all these tools and resources and they're like, wow, I kind of wish I had that. I have no clarity as to how I'm getting out of the dark. I have no clarity as to how I'm getting out of the woods. I'm possibly trying to create anything, art, music, possibly joking about the situation. I mean, I suppose that could be a little bit of transmuting negative into something positive. Let's just joke about the situation. But at the same time, I feel like joking about, our problems is kind of like sweeping it under the rug to some degree. I don't know in what context this person is either the problem or the solution, but I mean, they see you as like transcending, being this awesome manifester. Like, you could do anything. They see so much potential in you, and they probably know that you have an awareness of your own potential as well. However, Maybe they even know that you see the lack of growth in this connection, that you're not optimistic, you're not healing from something as far as like when it comes to this connection. Maybe this person is thinking, yeah, I'm going to transmute where darkness or stress or negativity comes my way, but I have no clue where I'm going. I have no clarity as to like how I'm getting there even. We do have magic and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands to the magic card. I do feel like you both have communication that you want to throw each other's way. The Eight of Wands usually talks about communication, sure. Forward movement, yes. Needing to adjust to any changes that are thrown your way. It could be passionate messages even. Wands tend to have something to do with creativity, passion. What's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. If you both are inspired by each other, there definitely could be a little bit of like, okay, what changes do I need to make? How can I adjust to this anxiety I'm feeling? Because a little bit of anxiety will come up if y'all are being inspired to change, to adjust to each other's way of life. I mean, that's the magic right there. If y'all are willing to become better versions of yourselves just to keep each other in y'all's lives, then that's the magic right there. We do have beauty and the world card and the possible outcome or advice. Keep in mind with the Eight of Wands, let me take a step back. That world card, Eight of Wands could talk about travel. Maybe you and this person want to meet halfway, travel for a date, get to know each other a little deeper. It could be that this person, yes, wants to transmute any of their fears, get over some fears or conquer some fears that they may have in regards to this connection, maybe. I mean, because there's definitely a lack of healing here, there's a lack of reinventing the connection. So with that being said, yes, the advice, a possible outcome could be you person traveling. The world card, technically, if I am only traveling a few feet or from one town to another, I'm traveling from point A to point B. No matter how far in the world, we're still traveling. There is beauty in some sort of cycle to close out either with this person or in relationship dynamics. I do feel this. If this is the advice, there's a problem, you are going to, in the next week, recognize why there's a lack of optimism, which y'all Gemini collective, y'all Gemini placements normally are pretty optimistic. So when it comes to someone that is like, I don't know, being a negative Nancy maybe, and you're like, come on, cheer up, what's going on here? Let's be more optimistic. I don't see here if you're just a negative Nancy. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe they're so entrenched in their fears that you're like, nah, I see you're transmuting those fears, but it's almost like maybe you see this person like creating fears just to transmute them. Like, how does that? Oh, this. I guess I'm going to song about it. Right? Thank you for the follow, by the way. I guess it's productive, sure, but it's almost counterproductive. Almost. Like, we shouldn't allow fear to move us or control everyday decision processes. But if they're transmute those fears, sure, why not? The advice here is to acknowledge that there is a problem or an issue that has been ongoing that you and or this person keep coming back down to. That maybe you are able to close out this cycle, close out this pattern then. We do have one card that we need to pull from the Oracle deck, which I am so unwise at this time. I have not gotten the Oracle cards from the box. No matter the case, we must get one card. one card to close out this reading and to get a deeper understanding of why we pulled these 10 cards in such a specific way. What does it like to need to know moving forward? We can close out this reading. 3 more shuffles, y'all. A 1, a 2, a 3. Top card is we need to see to end this reading. Gemini. Whoa, what is going on here? I believe there's like 2 different versions of this card in this deck. Medusa. I'm not sure this has to do with like temptation, or I guess we'll just have to pull out the guidebook. Because I don't pull this card enough times to really memorize what's going on with the deeper meaning of it. Medusa. Just pat it. Justice. Okay. What? Is this a past person? See your potential and all the beauty that you bring to the world, and they're inspired, but they don't know how to like transmute fears or like these insecurities maybe. I don't know what happened in this person's life in their past, either before they met you or after they maybe in other relationships after they met you. But there's something to where maybe you feel like partly your fault that have these fears. But if you've said or did anything towards the collective, I'm not calling you out just yet. Maybe you feel like person has done something to you, and there's injustice, something unfair, something of a bias going on. Maybe they judge you unfairly. Could be. No matter the case, we must read from the guidebook and get an understanding as to why this card. So, Justice. Medusa springs out of the shadow, wearing her fangs and hissing like that grow from her head. The venomous sting, her tail rattles behind her as she eyes prey. Just once in her direction, and her victim will be turned into stone. Excuse me. There is much said about the horror of Medusa, but we often forget that the woman in the myth was mortal and beautiful before being transformed into a monster. The myth goes, Medusa was violated by the sea god Poseidon. Rather than punish Poseidon for this act, furious at the desecration of her temple, Athena chose to chastise Medusa for breaking her vow of secrecy. In a sense, this card is as about injustice as just. It will often or we feel as though we have been treated unfairly. Excuse me. The rage in Medusa's stance suggests the need to right wrong or invoke fairness of some kind. If you have drawn this card, it will be time for you to seek justice. You may be motivated by anger, but remember to keep as ahead as possible when relaying acts of action. It is time for you to give your side of the story. As a general, card, Medusa is a good omen, especially when connected to legal situations or times when truth needs to be confronted. Alright. As I mentioned, maybe this person has fears as to like what kind of truth you're about to bring forth. It could be that this person is transmuting these fears, trying to control the narrative. Maybe they're guiding you in some sense. What deck are you reading from? I am using the Oracle deck. The front cover of this deck is this puppy. It's by Anne. Love this deck. I really love this deck. It's freaking gorgeous. Many cards in there that I love pulling and reading for. I mean, a person is only holding you back and you feel like this is there. I don't know who this person is. It could be that their fear is holding the connection back, keeping this connection, relationship possibly, stagnant, stuck in the mud, to where there isn't any growth, to where there isn't any reinvention, any vulnerability, any healing, optimism. It definitely could feel unfair if this person is bringing up fears after fears, and you're like, come on, We can manifest desirable outcome as long as you trust in the unknown. Let the universe guide you. Use your intuition. Transmute those fears. If this is something you've been going round and round with this person, it could be time to close that cycle and or create some sort of creative, out-of-the-box solution. No matter the case, I do feel like this is what I have for the Gemini Collective. I hope this was informative, even entertaining to some degree. I hope it helped overall, though. With that being said, I'm about to shuffle all cards back into their deck, and we will start Cancerian reading. Thank you, Gemini Collective, for showing up. Do keep in mind, I will be uploading this live stream video to my YouTube channel. That is Free Will Tarot 2.0. Do subscribe if you would like to do so, especially if you don't want to miss out on your live streams, or you end up missing out on them, okay, because you'll be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Alrighty, let's shove cards into the deck. It's already 7:05. Gotta get the Cancer reading started. Alrighty, Cancer Collective is up. Any Cancerians out there? Cancer Collective. Scorpio reading. The Scorpio reading is Thursday. About this time, actually. Set your alarm for about time. What time is it where you are located? Don't answer that question. If it is 7:06, if it is 8:06, if it's 1:06, 6:06, whatever time, take away 6 minutes and set an alarm for that time. This is when your collective reading will begin. Alrighty, Cancer Collective. Let's get into some shuffling. What do we have for the Cancer watching the live stream? Where's the Cancerian moving forward from the next head? Said yes, Cancer here, nice. What does the Cancerian need to know moving forward for the next week ahead? Tuesday to Tuesday. For being so patient with me. Much love being sent y'all's way. Let's go ahead and get 3, shall we? A 1, a 2, 3. Alrighty. If y'all are new, when I do the bridge shuffle I'm about to do, that is signal to send me scissors or any sharp and pointy of the emoji. Oh yes. Here is the bridge shuffle. And there it was. TUAS twas. Go ahead, send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety. We will cut this deck with them. That is the name of the game. You'll have free will. You don't have. I just figured it'd be fun. I give you an option to do so in every reading. Just have a bit of fun. With that being said, I've cut the deck. Here's Cancer, Sun, Moon, and maybe even Venus. Your situation. Whoa! That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all seen me shuffle and shuffle. We're going to get into it. Here is the challenge. Wow. Here is the person of interest. Here is common ground or similarities between you. And here is the possible outcome and or advice. Alrighty, as promised, we are going to clarify with 5 oracle cards. Get a deeper understanding and more information out of the reading. We have the Cancer Collective, Cancerian Collective, 3 shuffles, a 1, a 2, a 3. Alright, top 5 cards. Here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Your person of interest. The similarities or common ground between you both. Possible out or advice. Alright, the cards I chose to clarify the tarot cards. It is the Sacred Oracle. Keep that in mind. That being said, we will be pulling one card at the end of the reading from the Gothic Oracle deck to get a deeper understanding as to why we pulled 5 tarot and 5 oracle, the specific 5 in each category, in a specific order. With that being said, Cancer Collective, y'all have been waiting for too long. Let's get into it. As I mentioned, y'all seen me shuffling. So, though, we have a card from the Gemini Collective. We have Magician. Somehow, all must needed to see this. The energy must be playing out in a way that it needed to be in your situation as well. With that being said, it is clarified by the flow card. What is that? Meandering pathway. Flow. When I think of the word flow, I think of, like, obviously ebb and flow, but I also think of creative flow. So it could be that you're in a creative flow in the week from Tuesday to Tuesday, Cancer Collective. But you can mind the Magician card, yes, is you manifesting, knowing tools and resources at your disposal so that you may use them the right way this time. No cheating, no shortcut, no manipulating the situation, or manifesting and creating that we desire and how we view it and how we feel it would be, how we know it be, and how, and this is all, yes, kind of based on values. Pinnacle is our values. The swords are what we know and how we communicate. Action we take, the passion, creative flow for sure. Creative solution, outside of the box solution, are definitely the wands. And then we do have the cup, which is knowing and feeling that it's already ours. So yes, I feel like all of these tools at your disposal are being used in the right way. You have a certain flow, you're in touch, all of these tools. I love it. You have, may I remind y'all, the position, the pen, the power of your own story. Not your significant other, not your parents, not your boss, not your workers, not your neighbor. You hold the pen. What is going to happen next chapter of y'all's life? That being said, we have of impatience, possibly with celebrating or how far you've came. I want to say this because we have cups to the patience card in the challenge. As y'all may or may not know, I read the as reversals. So if we're putting 3 of cups in the reverse, it's like I'm not happy with the people in life. I'm either not celebrating the same way as others are, or I'm not celebrating at all. I'm not being social with people as much as I'd like to. Or I'm getting challenging or difficult to socialize in general. I maybe don't have the patience for that. Or at the very least, you might find it difficult to be patient. Like, no, I don't have the patience to celebrate how far I've came, or it be. With the star card, return card, that is, from the collective reading, accept the person's energy, followed by Guardians of the Land person. I feel like this person, yes, is affected. I feel like the solution, which maybe to get you out of your shell, your turtle shell, let's call it. I know most Cancerians are like, oh yeah, I'm the Cancer crab. You know me, crab. No, I love to associate the Cancerians with the sea. I need a little bit of lighter. I love to associate the Cancerians with the sea turtle, and sure, a little bit of a shell going on there. So we feel that metaphor or whatever the case, of maybe this person is here to get you out of your shell, to break you out of that shell, to teach you a little bit about patience, to be a little more social, to celebrate how you came. This person is pretty. I also want to feel like they want to protect you, that they see your soft inside your hard shell. They see how you give to others. They see how family oriented you are, Cancerians. And it's like, my goodness, I have to pour into I can't keep pouring into others. It's just draining, and I don't have the patience for it anymore. Maybe the person is to bring protection, possibly to the action, possibly to, maybe they see you as needing some protection from someone or something, I don't know what kind of protection, but they're definitely optimistic about what you and this person could have. They're definitely a healing hand. They reinvent this condition. They can reinvent themselves. I'm sure they're optimistic at the very most. I feel like this can be vulnerable to you at times, and it would probably shock you that this person is willing to be as vulnerable as would. Because, I mean, pretend and the star card action with, like, a little bit of vulnerability, well, like, that's almost contradicting me. How can this person be so exposed, all of their flaws, all of their imperfections, and yet still be protected, right? It's almost a contradiction. But at the same time, it's kind of a beautiful thing. They're like, I don't know, that they almost like no fear of people judging them. They have no fear of you judging them. They're like really putting their life in your hands, and they have like trust in you. I do feel this. Speaking of trust, I really didn't see that. Wow. To like really look at all the before going into the because the way I would narrow focus. I'm like, okay, here's the situation, here's the challenge. But speaking of, we have full card to the trust card. I mean, that's taking a leap of faith. That's having full trust and faith in the universe, maybe even each other, especially if it's the how that's the similar common ground between you both. I do have a lot of faith that you are giving each other, and I mean trust with the full card. What a nation! That's exactly why I want to use the Oracle with the tarot cards in combination with each other, because I mean, such a combination is like one, the odds. What are the chances of this happening? And two, in this specific placement where both of you have trust for each other, can hold each other's hand, can bubble with each other. I mean, sure, maybe to some degree you're not being very social. Allow this person to be social. Allow this person to express how they're feeling. Maybe you just don't have the patience for it. I don't feel like this person is necessarily forcing you to listen, say, hear them out, or anything of that nature. You're just doing your thing in your creative flow. For all I know, this could be someone you work with and you both in some sort of creative flow. But no matter case, we do have wands and activating the possible outcome in dress. This tells me that the possible outcome could be you activating or sparking some sort of excitement within yourself due to this person. This is the advice. I would say start getting excited. The person is, yes, going to bring protection to this connection, not going to allow anyone to interrupt what love, what trust, the bond between you both, let's say that much. It could be a possible outcome that you receive some news from them. It was you to be excited. That sparks some excitement in your body, making you ready to wake up in the morning like, yes, I can't wait to hang out with this person after work or work. I gotta put on makeup beforehand, or I gotta really put on my good cologne, something to that nature. Yes, excited the person being in your life, or to receive some sort of next week, let's say. We have one card we need to get a deeper understanding as to why we pulled specific 10 cards to end out the reading. Cancer Collective. One card. What do we have for the Cancer Collective? So we can end out this reading. 3 more shuffles. A 1, a 2, a 3. Top card is the card to see to end out the Cancerian reading. Ooh. That's the wish. Do keep in mind, y'all, when we pull a card such as a star, it's wishing upon a star. This is this person coming through and making a wish come true for you, or for themselves maybe even. Maybe you see them as a star in your life. The rock star, say, a celebrity. They don't necessarily literally have to be, but yes, the wish. I think connected with the manifesting card, the magician. I don't know why I said manifesting, but the magician card coming in your situation, you definitely have all the tools, all the resources. I would say get to using them if you aren't already. I mean, it suggests that you're already in a flow of being creative, of using these tools. Maybe you have a certain time that you like to get creative or practice a hobby. As far as the guidebook for the wish, I do recall something being said about if there's something you desire, like desire is possibly the main card or main word for the wish. I feel like whatever it is you desire, yes, you have to take action on it if you are ready. Awesome. If you are, but that wish, that desire is closer than you can possibly imagine. What I'm guessing that the guidebook is saying. So what do we have? The wish. The wish. Desire. That's it. Alright. Here we go. The wish. There. A youngster rests her forehead on a corn snout. With her eyes closed, she makes a wish under the light moon. Is the animal a carrier of wishes, or the two made a pact, sharing desire? For some, wishes may seem fanciful, but the mere act of wishing can stimulate the imagination. When we think of something we would like to, we naturally begin to think of which it might come true. This creates a realistic bridge between what we desire and ultimately receiving it. There is a difference between productive wishing and wishful thinking. If you have drawn this card, then your wish may soon be granted, however, it might not materialize unless your dream is coupled with action. You may desire a new living space, a relationship, or a dream job. This card could suggest that this is as far away from reality as you might think, and encourages you to carve a path towards your goal. Of course, it is important to think about the nature of your desires. Some wishes will be more attainable, and others have hidden costs attached to them. How would your life change for the better, or worse, if your dream actually comes true? I feel this person is part of the solution. I feel like person is part of the solution. A lot of readings, cards come out to where it's a little iffy as if people are really part of the solution, or if they're part of the problem and they're causing more of a problem. But I feel like this person is a part of the solution. I really do. With that being said, I think this is what I have for the Cancer Collective. I hope it helped. I hope it was informative to some degree, maybe even entertaining. With that being said, thank you all for all the love and support. Real. If you all have not done so yet, do hit the follow button. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be uploading this live recording to my YouTube channel, all lowercase. Free Will Tarot 2.0 on YouTube. Alrighty, y'all. I must go in the live stream and get me something for supper. I hope to see y'all maybe in the next Cancer reading or anytime between now and then. Much love. Take care. Have a good night, y'all.